Hey you, it's Evie. Alright you guys, so a lot of you actually want me to do this health DNA kit. I already did the ethnic background, ancestry, what's my background kind of video. I was surprised. So if you want to check that out, it'll be in the corner here. Wherever you see a little circle and a little eye pop up, you just have to click on that and you will see that video. So this health, not all the kits do it, but I will show you a little tidbit that I found out that you can do, because to be honest, I wasn't really impressed with the health part that I paid another extra $100 for 23andMe. Just a quick little background. A major reason why I wanted to do this was because, one, I have an unknown autoimmune disease, trying to figure that out. So yeah, you don't want to take the test too seriously, but it's in your genes, it's in your blood, so I think that can be very helpful with the doctor. Some people can't handle looking at it because of the sicknesses and stuff, but in my case, I think it's really important because I've been trying to figure it out, been through so many tests, years of this stuff, so I just, anything that helps figure it out. So the main thing I want to do is find out this autoimmune disease. My mom had MS. She had MS, and that's an autoimmune disease, and when it popped up for her, it was really sudden and it brought her down really fast. If you're new around here, you might not know that, and we found out very late that she had 11 days exactly before she passed away. She was stage 4 pancreatic cancer. She was also diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. I didn't take that one too seriously because she had fibromyalgia along with MS, and a lot of those symptoms are a lot alike. They mimic one another, so it's really easy for a doctor to diagnose you with several when it could just be one or two of them. My father has leukemia. He was diagnosed a couple years ago, but he is in remission and doing great. There's no cure for that blood cancer, but right now he's doing great, and he better. He better stay okay. My father, on my dad's side, he passed away of lung cancer a year ago. His mother, my grandmother, Roberta, that I've talked about here, she had dementia, Alzheimer's. My grandmother, on my other side, my grandma Evie, the one I was named after, she had emphysema, asthma, I could go on and on, cervical cancer, and 3 women on that side had breast cancer. My mom's dad, enlarged heart, and my mom was 10 when she lost her dad to a massive heart attack. He was only 34 or 37. I want to say 37. My Uncle Bill passed away 40, a heart attack. There's a lot of health issues that run in the family. So I felt this was really important to do. Hopefully figure out my other stuff. I don't want MS to peak out like it did for Mom, because there's no cure for that either. There's medicines to help prolong it, so that's what I would want to do. Now you guys, I'm having a problem trying to record the screen as I go along, so I'm going to move over and try to have everything here for you. Now, when I get on 23andMe, it tests these variants, okay? And we can get in the whole science of this. I can go in more depth of it if you want to, if you need help with that. But when you go to 23andMe and you would go through the health, it'll test all these different variants for different diseases, Alzheimer's and everything. Now, as I went through the variants, I found it kind of weird and good, but everything tested fine. Nothing popped up. So I did some more digging, and I found out when you go with 23andMe or any of those DNA kits, you can actually download the raw data file. And with that raw data file, data, whatever, all the information's in there, okay? Like if you were to go print this out, it'd be like 3,000 pages. It's 1,500 to 3,000 pages. So what you do is you download that and then you bring it somewhere else. Now this is the website I use, okay? There's this one's free. It had some in there, and I'll show you what I found. It was a little at first, but I'm glad I found it, because now I'm going to print it off and I'm going to share it with my doctor, because that's in your genes, that's a part of you. It could help. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get it. So these different ones go through them, and they show you your higher risk and which ones are less likely. The warning and bad, those are the ones you want to be able to check out. And it even shows you some vitamins. It shows you which medicines you're likely to have a reaction to, or which ones might be best for you. So I'll show you some of what I got. I won't go through everything and bore you guys, but I'll show you some of what I found. Alright, this one says, hopefully I get the right ones popped up. If not, I'll read you what I find, okay? This one says bad, 4.5, because it has like a scale. And it comes up with your different genes, which is letters and numbers, and there's a whole science behind that, and I probably could link that down below for you guys if you want to dig into that a little bit better. This one says 3.8% higher increased risk for Alzheimer's. Doesn't mean I'm gonna get it, but it just shows I'm at higher increased risk for it. Now, the one I found out that was a little alarming to me, but not a surprise, was that I carry both genes that are common for those that have MS. This whole gene is highly correlated with the other gene. There is 3 times higher risk of multiple sclerosis, which is MS, and it's associated with the CT genotype. And then I have another gene that's a risk of multiple sclerosis. I definitely got to bring that into the doctor and show him that. Maybe look into the MRI for the brain, because right now the only things you can really do to test MS right now, check for brain lesions, and it would come up on the MRI scan, and also testing your spinal fluid. Those are the only 2 I know of right now, and they can actually come back negative too, which is scary, but that's like many other things, like Lyme. I have an increased risk for celiac disease, higher frequency of atrial, I believe it's the heart populations, I can't say the name, homozygous for, I don't know what that word is, for C677T of the MTHFR, which is 10-20% efficiency in processing folic acid. So they show you certain vitamins you could be lacking. This one says I have higher risk of coronary heart disease. Okay, and then I also carry another gene that decreased risk for Alzheimer's, which is good. So I'm wondering if one gene came from my mom and one gene came from my father. This one says blonde hair, blue eyes is 4 times more likely. Part of the 88% not to maintain weight loss unless you perform high energy exercise. Go figure, right? 2 times increased risk for cervical cancer and breast cancer, which I figured that would be up there. More increased risk for asthma. I have asthma, although I hardly ever use the inhaler now. 2 to 4 times higher risk of sun sensitivity, a higher risk of Tourette's syndrome. My oldest brother actually has Tourette's. I seen one that came out for gout too, and my other brother, Dustin, has gout, but we all have different fathers, so maybe they carried that gene from mom. Bad bone density, you have the risk of LI or LT, I don't know what that means. Oh, it means increased susceptible to bone mineral density variations. Possible increased risk of neuroblastoma. I'm not sure what that is. A higher risk of RA, which is rheumatoid arthritis. Better response to paroxetine as treatment for depression. So that's what I was talking about. And a lot of autoimmune illnesses and stuff popped up for that. And the other one says, warning, higher cancer risk. And that's probably because there's so much cancer in the family. A ridiculous amount. So that's mainly what I wanted to cover with you guys here. It sucks not being able to record the screen. I was able before, but I think it now wants to charge. And my broke ass has got to work with what I can do. So I hope that helped answer some of your questions. Like I said, I didn't really care for the 23andMe health one because it seems so wishy-washy, and they only check for certain variants. There are so many. But you can't search through all the stuff unless you do a kit. So if you can find a cheap kit, you don't even have to pay an extra $100 for the health one. Just get your regular one. Then you can download the raw data, whatever, upload it to another one. I don't know how to do it. You want me to do more in depth, like step by step? Let me know and I'll show you that. I think it's really good to know. Try not to take overly too seriously. You know, I know some people really panic over those things. I think your parents, them doing the kit, can be so much more helpful yet. Because I'm female, I don't get a lot of information from my dad's genes because I don't get his Y chromosome. But once we get his test results, which should be coming really soon, then I can find out more. I guess what I found out more was of my mom. So if you like this, you guys, give it a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts on it. Did you do one? Do you want to do one? I say don't waste your money getting $200 kits. The cheapest, get that data, and if you need help retrieving that, let me know and I'll help you, okay? Alright, you guys, I love yous. I hope you're doing alright. If not, hang in there, and I will see you really soon.